Hello everyone on YouTube. Long time no see. But surprise, surprise, I'm still here. And today I am finally going to sit down and talk to you guys about using social media to expand your business as a webcam model. I don't want to say too much about any of this because at the end of the day it comes down to figuring out whatever works best for you. Similarly to how I can't really recommend one particular cam site or one particular method of camming because everyone's different, and one of the biggest things in this industry is figuring out what works for you. However, I will give you some tips and try to point you in the right direction, maybe help you figure out what will work best for you. The 4 social media platforms that I would recommend using, if you can really count the 4th one as social media, are Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Reddit. Twitter is probably the most popular way of self-promoting as a cam model on social media. You can use different hashtags to get people's attention, and most cam sites as well as clip sites that you can sell on also allow the option to auto-tweet for you. So what you do is when you're on your clip site or cam site, you go into your settings, there should be the option to connect to your Twitter account, and then they will essentially announce on your behalf every time you either upload a new video for sale or if you're available if you're available to cam. I didn't write a script for this one, I'm just kind of winging it. Another really popular form of social media for the camming industry is Instagram. Very obviously because it's picture heavy and people like sexy pictures. So you can use that as well, and on the same token you can use hashtags just like Twitter to garner more views. And the one nice thing that I really like about Instagram is that when you start typing in the hashtag, it'll come up with a list underneath of hashtags using the letters you've typed in so far, and it'll tell you how popular they are. So obviously, if you try to use a hashtag that either has 500 uses or doesn't have a number beside it at all, it means it's not really worth using. So it'll help you focus on using hashtags that'll actually get you more noticed, which I find is pretty convenient. The only downside is they're very strict about certain sexual hashtags, so you're not going to find anything like kinky or fetish hashtag on Instagram. Facebook is definitely a less common form of self-advertising, and it's not one I would recommend as a first choice. I happen to use it because I had a fan page for my modeling, which is something I did before I got into camming, so I just kind of expanded from that one, and now I use it more to advertise camming, but try to keep things less NSFL, just to adhere to Facebook's requirements in terms of service, since they're fairly anti-sexual content and stuff like that. So it's an option. It's not really one I would bother encouraging too strongly, but it's there if you want it. The last one I would recommend is Reddit, and I know that's really vague and that makes things kind of tricky. However, this is something I do plan on elaborating on the Cam Space page on my website eventually. Reddit's really great because not only are there subreddits available that you can sell independently through, some of which I actually run myself, like Skype shows and sexting, but there are also subreddits that you can post sexy photos on, like pantyhose and, I don't know, ass-tastic. And by posting your photos in these subreddits, people are more likely to check your post history, see that you also sell on the other subreddits, and then be more interested in buying your work. So it's another way of putting yourself out there. The trick with posting in non-advertising subreddits is to, not advertise in them. Let people find out through your post history that you sell or that you perform. Don't try and push it in your post. Don't post a picture in pantyhose saying, like my pantyhose, come get a show, because that's not really what they're into. If it is something they're interested in, your viewers will seek it out themselves. Another great thing to do, and this is mostly for people who don't mind being a little more out there. Obviously, with social media as a whole, it's not something you need to bother touching if you'd like to keep things more discreet, more on the down low. But if you're willing to put yourself out there, in as many ways as possible, really, to try and increase your fan base as well as your client base. One thing that I highly recommend is posting some of your stuff on a free porn site. Even if it's just, you know, a 2-minute teaser clip of a 10-minute video that you're selling on a clip site, not only will you get ad revenue from websites like Pornhub, you can also post referral links on websites like Xhamster, which allow you to bring business to your website or one of the websites that you operate on by posting links to that site on your free porn site webpage. Now, for me personally, I use every single website I've listed in this video so far. I am not the most diligent person when it comes to keeping things up to date. Mostly I just let Twitter auto-tweet for me whenever I post a new video, and Instagram if I happen to have a particularly nice outfit for a session I'm doing or a video I'm recording, I might post a picture there. That's just me. It's not really my top priority to maintain social media, but I figure I might as well put it out there because why not? I'm already public about what I do, so there's no point in me worrying about trying to keep things on the down low. But definitely feel around. Make sure that if you do want to start advertising outside of the sites that you work on, you're ready to accept the fact that it's going to greatly increase your chances of being found and followed by people you know personally. That can sometimes be a little weird. Even when I first started using Instagram, I never advertised to my friends, but inevitably they found out because they know what I do. And when I first started getting people I knew following me, it was kind of like, oh, that's strange. But, you know, as long as they're respectful, it shouldn't really matter. Now, when I first started this series, my intention was to cover as many different topics as possible. However, I'm not really doing the YouTube video thing much these days, and I still want to be able to give you guys the information you need in order to make confident and informed decisions regarding how you choose to enter and handle yourself within the adult entertainment industry. So I've mentioned it before, there is a page on my website called CamSpace. And on this page, I am compiling a list of resources. I'm giving recommendations on different sites that you can use, as well as a brief description of how they operate, what percentage of your income they take, or your rate, and just trying to give you as much as possible without having to record a video about it every time. Now, having said that, I do plan on doing some question and answer videos, so if you have any questions today about anything, whether it's social media or otherwise, you can actually ask it on this video in the comments, and if I think it's a valid question, I will answer it in my next video. And I'm also considering the idea of actually doing ratings for different websites that I have operated on, you know, rating them on a scale of 1 to 10, based on how good their customer service is, if we have an issue that we need to take to them, how much of our income do they take, do they cover chargebacks, how good are they at bringing business to us once we're on the website, all sorts of stuff. And these ratings would most likely, well, they would be based on my own experiences, and if someone wanted to see a site rated that I have no experience with, I'd probably poll people who have used it, just so you can make informed decisions and get more information on the various websites out there, since there are so many. So I guess officially this series is ending with this video as far as covering a specific topic with each one goes, but like I said, I will be continuing to provide information via video with question and answer. I might start rating some websites, and if there's any other information you'd like to have available to you, just let me know, and it will either be featured in a question and answer video, or I can also go ahead and post it on my website as well. My goal is to help you guys as much as possible. I just don't always have the time to do it quite this way. And I guess that's pretty much it. I hope you found this useful, and I look forward to being able to help you more in the future. Cheers, everyone.